Hi YouTube, and I'm going to do another video on something trans related. Today, being healthy, managing expectations. So, I'm going to post a video one of these days about with my whole transition timeline. And when I'm okay with looking at it, because looking at those pictures can be a little triggering for me. The reason I'm going to do that is because I want other people to kind of like see. I just want to show people like what I went through, and I think that's important. Why I'm talking about that is because when I started my transition, I made the huge mistake of expecting myself to look the way I do now within a year. I expected a little too much, and I ended up getting hurt. I expected too much of people, and I really ended up getting hurt. Um, what I didn't expect was that I would be happy, and I am very happy now. What I truly didn't expect is that I would become a much better person after I transitioned. And I also didn't expect to have, I didn't expect to learn as much as I did, which was really interesting. But one of the most important things is to manage expectations. And this can be a hard thing to do. It's not about keeping your expectations low. And that's also a hard thing to process because for a lot of people, it's a little bit of an ego thing. Like, oh, I have to have low expectations. Oh, that means I'm not a valuable person. Bullshit. Total bullshit. Life isn't about pride. Um, what helped me the most was learning to not really have expectations and be happy with what I have. What helped me the most, and I use this for losing weight too, is eventually just keep on, just fake it till you make it. Keep on telling yourself over and over again. Write it on your wall if you have to. I have a bunch of things written on my wall. I'm gonna actually paint them into a mural later. But things like, it says something a little bit ridiculous. I've stopped the negativity written next to some other stuff. I also have on there no relent, no mercy, no fear, because that's my martial arts motto. So, don't write that on your wall unless it helps you. I don't know why that helps me. Well, I do, but it's long as whatever. That aside, it's important to learn to be happy with what you have, and learn to be happy with what you get in the journey to your goal. If you have high expectations, don't expect to get there, or don't try to. It's not that you won't get there, but if you don't get there, those high expectations will shatter. And the more expectations there are, the more broken glass is going to rain on your head and slice you up. That's how I see it. And I think that's pretty unanimous with people, too. It's expectations are almost an ego thing. It's for a lot of people. And even if it's not having too high expectations, they do get broken, they can hurt a lot. And in the end, you can reach those goals. Like, what happened to me is I thought I would never reach my goals. And when I did, I don't really know how to phrase this. What happened is I kind of shattered as a person a little bit through my transition. Because I thought I had too high expectations. And I thought I'd never reach those expectations. I thought I'd be alone for the rest of my life. I thought I'd be fat because I was kind of chubby. And where I am now is where I wanted to be when I started. Those are really high expectations. When I got to where I wanted to be, I didn't feel success from it. Because when I got there, I was physically, I'm talking about not mentally, I'm better now mentally, but when I got to the physical body standard I wanted to be at, I didn't feel anything because I was dead inside, and I was exercising every day because it was the only thing I could do. Um, I mean, that's kind of depressing. I'm obviously better now, but that's kind of what happened. That is what happened to me because I set my expectations too high from the get go. Even if you do get there, having those expectations shattered is soul crushing. The other expectation I had was that people would be nicer to me. That was not a very smart thing to think. I had people treated me. I had to relearn social interactions with people, and it took me a while to figure out that people weren't treating me like a normal person. I wasn't. I was so shy before I transitioned. I couldn't even talk. I would be shaking in terror. I just felt wrong. Even if I was confident, I just felt wrong. It was just hard. I had to relearn so much. Yeah. But it's just and for me, I don't know if everybody else. This is just a me thing. For me, it's like nothing's ever enough. So that's completely different. But yeah, just managing expectations. Just try to set goals instead of expectations. Set goals, and it's cheesy, but tell the part of your brain that's saying this is cheesy. Tell that part of the brain to shut the fuck up. This is gonna make me happy, so this is important. That's what I did. That's what helped me. You don't have to say it like that. Just you try and be more positive with it. But that's what helped me. What you have to keep on saying to yourself is it's the journey that matters, not the goal. And that will make you. That's what made me happy. Is learning to. That's not what made me happy. I was like that for a while throughout where I was going. I finally got there with my weight. A little bit. You guys don't know my whole story. It's like up and down, up and down, up and down. I could go into that kind of stuff later, but one of the things that kind of helped me stabilize myself is learning to enjoy the journey, learning to enjoy every bit of progress that we get. One of the things, I'm going to be open about this. I don't drink alcohol. I've gone to a few AA meetings, actually. One of the things that really did help me was a saying in AA that is, what is it? Progress, not perfection. And that was one of the things that helped me the most, was just keep on telling myself progress is important, not perfection. And that kind of helped me stay away from having eating disorders. I know a lot of trans people have eating disorders. Because it's like what you have to do is you have to enjoy the progress. Another way to do that is actually to stop doing some other things. One of the things you got to stop doing, most people do this, is you got to stop looking on Instagram or using social media too much and comparing yourself to other people you see. Because let's say you're fumbling around on your phone here, right? Blah blah blah, your phone. The images you're seeing on Instagram, a lot of them are doctored. It's not even that they're doctored. And there's even more to this, but there's two facets to this. Two general facets, I guess. One, these images they're photos. Actually, there's three facets. One, they're photos. Photos, they aren't three-dimensional. There's a lot of people out there who don't photograph well. Being able to photograph well requires good lighting, a good facial expression. It requires your face to look good when it's still. There are people out there who have faces who look great when they're still, but look terrible when they're moving. It requires you to know what you're doing with a camera. People who have good photographs, sometimes they take tons of photographs. They know how to photograph. Or they just have a naturally photogenic face. That doesn't always mean they're good looking. The other thing is another facet of this is it's not healthy to always compare. Another thing that they taught us in AA that really helps is identify. Don't compare. These are things you just gotta keep on telling yourself this over and over and over again. Because these things, anything in your brain like this that you're trying to retrain your brain, keywords retrain here, it's going to take time to keep on telling yourself this over and over and over again so you can build and establish a positive association with viewing yourself in the mirror and not a negative association or a comparative association. I'm just slaughtering terminology here, but basically when you look into your mirror, you're not comparing yourself to that person you saw on Instagram. You want that. You don't want to compare yourself to the person you saw on Instagram. The other thing about the Instagram photos is that when you look at those and when you look at yourself in the mirror, two completely different things. Because when you look at the Instagram photo, you're processing something different. You may not realize it, but your eyes may actually be selecting the more attractive traits of the person you're looking at. When you look at yourself, because you see yourself every day, you may be looking at the more negative traits. It's like when you say a word so many times that it doesn't make sense. It's kind of like that. When you constantly look at yourself in the mirror and that kind of stuff. And here's the other thing. If you beat yourself up over your looks, the more you do that, the more your brain's going to tell you you're ugly. And the more your brain is going to create that association and strengthen it, and then strengthen your opinion on how important your looks are. So the key is to stop, and you'll probably go back into just beating yourself up over looks. The key is to keep on trying to stop. But it's just like, this is a problem with our generation in general. Social media is a fucking nightmare for mental health. Just read some of the stats on it. Like, women who use Instagram, especially young women, are so much more depressed than those who don't use it consistently. It's an issue. Our appearances aren't us. What's in here is us. It's just like the decisions we make and the character that creates us. That is us. What we look like on the outside isn't really, it doesn't hold that much value. People treat it like it does, but in truth it doesn't. Because that appearance can't change things. It's the person behind it that can. It's the driving force behind what the body does. I hope that helps. You probably heard that 1,000 times or something similar. But the thing is that a lot of times these things don't stick because that pathway in the brain hasn't been reinforced. So it's literally just fake it till you make it. Keep on going. What is it? What did I even start with this video? Oh, yeah, it's right here. Managing expectations. It's just... That's something I'm going to talk about a lot, actually, is just, retraining your brain to view yourself more positively. I'm going to do my lipstick, or my lip thing, right? Yes, this is a broken mirror. I was doing something stupid. I broke my mirror, so I use this as hand mirrors because this is flatter than a hand mirror is, and I'm going to probably carve a hand mirror out of this later. Don't judge me. Managing expectations. I know I keep on repeating this, but just try not to have expectations. It's not healthy. Expectations are premeditated resentments. Yeah. If you guys have any comments on what I'm saying, or if you guys have any resources I can use, or if you know any information on trans psychology, feel free to comment and that kind of stuff, because frankly I don't know as much as I'd like to, and I really want to help other trans people out and get through all the bullshit we have to go through in general. So just, if you know a book or something like that, just send it to me. Or if you want to talk, just comment. And it just helps to talk to people and discuss things. There's probably going to be a lot of harassment in the comment section too, so I just suggest especially if you're trans, just ignore it because it can be kind of triggering. I know I'm talking about not having expectations, but I am expecting that, I guess. Just not having expectations can be a good thing. Sometimes the best thing to do, especially, actually almost entirely when it has to deal with other people, this is almost a safety thing. Expect the worst, but hope for the best. That's a saying that has gotten me through a lot of my life. Because if you're prepared for... Actually, no. I'm rephrasing that. Prepare for the worst. Hope for the best. If you're prepared mentally for the worst, if it happens, you're going to be able to deal with it. If it doesn't happen, you're going to be much happier than if you weren't prepared. So it's just, stuff like that. So my dinner's probably burning. I hope this was helpful. If you have any advice, any suggestions, anything of that sort, please feel free to comment. Ouch, 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 my foot hurts like hell. Ah! Ow. I need better lighting in this apartment. This looks overexposed. Crappy camera. Bye, everyone! Actually, I could do something cute. Where's my phone? I'll just do that for next video. Bye!